This is the afternoon edition of the Weather Xtreme video for Tuesday, September 29th. I'm James Spann. Showers remain possible tomorrow. After that, will be cooler and drier Thursday through the weekend. And, of course, the tropics interesting with Joaquin. Looks like the thing's on the path to becoming a hurricane in the Atlantic. Let's take a look. Let's see, water vapor satellite view. Upper trough coming in from the west. The surface low is moving inland from the northeastern Gulf. And some breaks in the clouds today, really more sun than expected, and that's made the air more unstable. So we actually have some thunderstorms today. That's the radar captured at 2:39. The thunder was over parts of Marion and Lamar counties, and you can see showers elsewhere, kind of scattered in nature. And temperatures are clearly warmer than forecast today because of the sun that's been breaking through the clouds, up to 85 in Birmingham and Tuscaloosa. Low 80s for Anniston and Gadsden, but it's only 73 up at Fort Payne, where they've had clouds and showers much of the day. But, look at the numbers around the Great Lakes. They're in the 50s at mid-afternoon. And that cooler air will make its way down this way by Thursday and Friday. We'll enjoy those nice cooler nights later this week. Up north, how about frost and freeze warnings for parts of Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Michigan? Yeah, buddy. And the Northeast is looking like a big mess. Flash flood watches all the way from the mountains of North Carolina up into Maine. And that's with a complex situation, as we'll discuss here. Part of that complexity is this tropical storm, Joaquin. Other features out there, that little feature that was over the northeastern Gulf is inland over North Florida with no development. And we do note that system east of Joaquin might try and develop down the line. The Hurricane Center giving it a 40% chance of getting its act together. But we'll focus on Joaquin. This thing looks really good. There's a lot of shear down there, but this is a good-looking satellite presentation. And the Bahamas there off to the left. And gut feeling, this thing becomes a hurricane sooner than later. But where will it go? Goodness, look at the modeling, the tropical models. Most of them keep it offshore for 5 days, up to 120 hours. A few outliers moving inland, but most of them don't. And look at the ensemble off the GFS. The members are about as spread out as you'll ever get. You got one camp that pushes it off to the east, nowhere close to land. You got another camp that moves it up into the middle Atlantic coast. And the mean, the black square line there, that kind of leaves it offshore and that curves it off to the northeast. It's a very low confidence situation, needless to say. But the one thing I think we're gaining confidence in is the fact that this thing will become a hurricane. Maybe a Category 2. In fact, a good chance it does become a Category 2 in about 84 hours. But the question is, will it affect land or stay offshore? Here's the official track of the Hurricane Center. This is off the 11 a.m. advisory. They'll have a new one probably by the time you watch this, and I think they'll have to ramp up the intensity. They keep it a tropical storm all the way through Sunday morning. I think it will become a hurricane pretty soon. Interesting, the track they've got there, it moves it west toward the Bahamas, then a hard right due north, and it stays offshore. But this thing could be a big rain producer for the Northeast. And again, the numbers could be huge up the eastern seaboard, as you can see. And, one way or the other, it could be pretty windy and wet for the upper part of the Atlantic coast late this weekend over the weekend. But again, really more questions than answers involving the specific impact for the upper Atlantic coast. All right, model fans, here we go. This is the GFS, the Global Forecast System, valid tomorrow at 1 o'clock local time. There's your trough coming through. And again, that's probably going to squeeze out a few showers. Highs upper 70s to near 80. Like today, the sun should be out at times. Really, tomorrow should be a lot like today. And you got Joaquin that's east of the Bahamas. This is Thursday. Joaquin not moving much. We start to dry out. Thursday should be partly sunny, breezy, noticeably cooler. In fact, the latest GFS is showing a high of only 69 on Thursday. And it kind of keeps clouds in place much of the day. The NAM is showing a high of 74, but clearly noticeably cooler with a pretty good north breeze. This is Friday. Friday morning is going to be nice and cool. We'll start the day in the 50s. The high only in the 60s. And there's moisture over far east Alabama. We might have to look at this. Maybe mention some risk of a shower for the eastern side of the state on Friday. For the moment, we have a dry forecast in place, and we'll probably leave it that way, and we'll look at the new model data this evening. One way or the other, Saturday looks glorious. Sunny, we start the day around 50, the high around 70. What a great fall day, but boy, look at the mess in the northeast. And you can see that the GFS kind of splits Joaquin off into a couple of separate lows. One comes into North Carolina with tremendous onshore flow and just nasty, windy, wet weather for the northeast United States. And Sunday, the same thing for New England with a surface low that's over Ohio around Columbus. But again, for us, Sunday should be a beautiful day. Sunny, we start the day around 50, the high in the low 70s. The weekend could not be nicer here. Monday, same thing, gorgeous. And this is Tuesday, a week from today. We've got troughing in the west and troughing up in the northeast. And again, for us, we're just in between all of that, just delightful fall weather. Here's the end of the forecast, the end of next week, Friday, October 9th. We've got broad troughing to the west, a surface low around here that suggests a chance of showers, but the numbers are going to be great. Really, after tomorrow, highs in the 70s, lows in the 50s for a while. 40s for the cooler spots, more than likely over the weekend. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes in the blog. Next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. If you can't catch us this evening on the live stream or the television side, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.